Hello everyone, this is Moshe the Electric Israeli. Thank you for joining my channel. If you are new, please subscribe and help me change the world one electric car at a time. Thank you to all my patrons and those who ordered a Tesla using my link. Today I'm going to share with you a very interesting article, and actually it's a huge, massive research done by Cox Automotive Report. I started reading about it on the Axios blog, and then I went to the actual research on Cox Automotive, and they did it in a very interesting way, in a lot of pictures and graphics explaining their research. I'm going to put you a link. You can see the whole thing. It's very extensive, very interesting, and they get to a 4-point conclusion of why people are still not adapting to electric cars, and why the market share of electric cars is still very small. It's very, very small. It's less than 3%. So I will share with you their conclusion, the 4-point conclusion, and then I will share with you my conclusion of why you should buy an electric car. Anyway, so before we do that, I want to show you this graphic. This is a very interesting graphic talking about Tesla share, Tesla impact on the automotive and the electric cars automotive industry. This is a very telling graphic that shows you what happens if you take Tesla out of the mix, and how will that impact electric car sales. So the domination of Tesla within the EV market is staggering. It's like more than 60%. The brand awareness of Tesla is like 81% of people are aware that Tesla exists. In other words, the brand awareness for Tesla is extraordinarily high, and that's despite the fact that there are no less, listen to this, no less than 100 electric cars on the market in the form of existing models like the Chevy Volt or the Chevy Bolt or the Nissan Leaf or the Volkswagen e-Golf or whatever. And in addition to all of the the cars that are coming down the pike, all kinds of renderings and all kinds of plans of other automakers to bring in electric cars. So the concepts and the renderings and the plans and all that all together come to 100 existing electric cars in active or in the future, and yet the brand awareness of Tesla is the highest by leaps and bounds, by far the highest, and that's really, I'm not surprised, but it's really staggering. Also, they report, before I get to their conclusion, also they report that California, which is the most populated state, now registered 40,085 Tesla since the beginning of the year, since the beginning of 2019, in the first 8 months. And also in California, electric cars already reached 4.2% of the market share, which is a point more than the rest of the country. Now, they also explain the major hurdles. I'm going to go through them in a minute, but they talk about price, public charging, and even among people who are interested, 71 people are interested in an electric car, they talk about the issue of price. So here is what their conclusion. Number one, like I just said, price is the biggest hurdle. People still perceive that the price of any electric car is exponentially higher than regular cars, which is true, and we're going to explain later how we can explain that better. Number two, public charging. Now, I am extraordinarily spoiled that I live in the suburbs in a single home with a garage, and I can charge my 2 electric cars at the same time, and I never think about it. But some people live in apartments in big cities, and it's not easy to find public charging. So public charging is a big setback, big hurdle for people. Number three, totally not surprising. You go to a dealership, they not only that the dealer is not interested in trying to sell you an electric car. But even if you are the one, let's say you want to go, and I did it several times, and buy an electric car, they may not even have it on stock. They may not have it in a parking lot. When I bought my Nissan Leaf way back in the day, they had to bring it from Joe Schmo Nissan dealer in Buckville, New Jersey. You know what I mean? They didn't have it. They didn't have what I want. So, yeah, I have one, but excuse me, I need to ship it from some place. Anyway, you understand what I mean? So even if you are the one who initiate the purchase, you said, okay, this is what I want, don't try to convince me. They said, we don't even have it, you're gonna have to wait. And number 4, which is totally connected to number 3, and that is dealers' education. They have no idea. It's not like, let me show you this car, and this EV also as an option. It's not something that they even think about it. They don't know. They're not educated about it. I'm not saying it's their fault. Look, the margins on electric cars in a regular dealerships are very small. So the car dealer who wants to make money because they work on commission, I can understand that. So the car manufacturers who make very few of these cars, and those who they make in low volume, except for the Nissan Leaf and the Chevy Bolt, you can't find them. The car dealer doesn't know what to say. Or doesn't. When I bought my Nissan Leaf, she's the car salesperson. She was very lovely. She was trying to explain to me, and she started talking, and I said, listen, I know everything about this car, and I can show you what to tell the next customers. Like, she was very thankful. So they just don't know anything. They just don't know. They're not trained. They don't know how to sell. It's like when I see a Tesla, a car on a car dealership. Some people trade in for something, and a regular car dealership will have a Tesla, and they have no idea what that is. They have no idea how it works. So what we can do in terms of the price, and I explained it, I have given 140 rides in the past month or so in my car to Lyft riders, and when they ask about the price, and I explained that the Tesla Model 3, for example, can go from like 35, 37,000 and up. And I explained to them about the ownership experience, about the gas savings, about the maintenance savings and all that, like the long-term ownership of the car. They're like, oh, that's very interesting. Things like that people are not aware at all, that cars like this never need oil changes and never need any of these things that you used to. They they almost feel guilty that this car doesn't have to do that. Then you explain about the ride comfort and the ride experience and the whole package of having an electric car. People are stunned and floored. I gave out so many of my my electric Israeli business car to people who were like, I'm going to look at your videos and I'm going to see, and I had no idea that you can do certain things. So it needs a lot of explaining still. So the people who watch this video or videos like this, we live in such a bubble, and when you meet the real people, they have no clue. No idea how these things work, how this functions. When I tell people I took this car to Florida, to Canada, they're like, are you kidding me? How'd you do that? And then when you explain, oh, that makes a lot of sense, and things like that. So it's among us. It's upon us to do the education. We cannot trust anybody to do the work for us. Thank you guys for watching. Please put your comments below. Give me a thumbs up. See you tomorrow.